So today we learned Joe Biden will not actually travel to Wisconsin to accept the Democratic nomination. It's all over concerns about the pandemic of coronavirus. The cover of the New York Post calls him Hidin' Biden. And its new op-ed argues that his basement strategy could backfire on him. President Trump, for his part, has done numerous interviews, including sit-downs with myself, Chris Wallace, and Axios's Jonathan Swan. All three of us have asked Biden to sit down for interviews. He's yet said yes to any of us. However, Dr. Jill Biden is pushing back against the criticism of her husband. Watch.
We've been campaigning. We've been listening to the scientists and the doctors, and they have told us stay home and be safe.
Power panel now. Jason Meister, Trump 2020 Advisory Board member, Leslie Marshall, radio host and Fox News contributor. Great to see you both. Now, Jason, I'm going to come to you first just on the news that Joe Biden will stay home. And then I'm going to pull into the conversation some reaction just moments ago from Senator Thune and Speaker Pelosi. Your thoughts?
Thanks, Harris. Thanks for having me. Look, it's very obvious to me what's happening here. Joe Biden doesn't have the strength, the mental fortitude to be leader of the free world. And his campaign knows that, so they're running this basement strategy, thinking that that's going to get them all the way to November 3rd. But it's not going to work because the American people need to see these candidates battle it out on the debate stage. They should probably have more debates given the early voting that's going to be occurring via mail-in voting. So I think it's very critical for the American people to see that Joe Biden not only has his mental capacity declined over the last several months significantly, but he is a puppet of the far left radicals.
All right, Leslie, before I come to you, Senate Republican Whip John Thune has said, is that even legal? The president now talking about accepting the nomination on the White House lawn. So you've got Joe Biden, as Jason's pointing out, who won't be in Milwaukee. On the other hand, you've got the president talking about he might accept the nomination on the White House lawn or somewhere on the White House property. Moments ago, Nancy Pelosi telling another network he can't do that, condemned him by saying you don't have political events in the White House. What do you say about all of it?
Well, it looks like it could be a violation of the Hatch Act, and certainly it's not what he should do because although he's president, he is going up for re-election in a sense as an individual, not as president of the United States, even though he's the incumbent. With regard to Joe Biden, quite frankly, I've told you this both on and off the air, Harris. I feel you're a very fair interviewer. I think that although Chris Wallace and Jonathan Swan, who I both know and like and respect, have really tough questions, that Joe Biden should do this. And this is why. The basement strategy certainly is working if you look at the polls. However, I don't think that if Joe Biden trips with any of the three of you, that it's going to change that. Because this is really not about these interviews. It is about COVID and the response or lack of to this pandemic. It is about the riots. It is about the protests, racial injustice. And for those on the left, it is less about the enthusiasm regarding Joe Biden and more about their enthusiasm to make Donald Trump a one-term president. So Joe Biden should do those interviews. But I have to say, Jason, he and his campaign and even his wife have said that he is, in fact, going to do all three debates against the president. Whether those are virtual or in person, we will find out.
So, Jason, actually, both candidates have said that they're going to do that. I am curious about the president's push, and I don't know if you were watching Outnumbered earlier, but even Trey Gowdy could see this happening too. You know, maybe not move the first debate, but maybe people don't want to vote before they see everybody because that first one is so early, the president pointing that out.
Yeah, Harris, it's so critical for the American people to really see these two candidates and the contrast between them. And to a large extent, they need to understand that Joe Biden is not a moderate candidate. If you look at the debates that he had in the primaries, Bernie Sanders, was the thought leader of the Democrat Party, and every single other candidate was running after him on policy issues.
All right, Jason and Leslie, thank you very much for joining me today.